Access Radio. WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Jamel, celebrity vocal coach right here, and I am a part of Give It Life.
And ratchet, we
And
bringing
real, extra ratchet, raunchy.
That'll be everywhere, like.
What we got coming up? Brothers shop is upstairs, so we down here by all awesome, man.
This nigga got hit the wall off the set.
We leave that up to Vito.
From stepping till you reach higher ground, and nobody turn around. Step on up, you can clear the higher star. Straight ahead, it's not very far. Yeah, keep on, keep on. With the strength of your mind, you can be set free. You can overcome your past. Search deep inside, and you will see. Time has come at last. Oh, keep on, yeah, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on. You gotta keep on. You can make it if you only try. Don't stop reaching till you touch the sky. Life has many ups and downs. Put your feet on solid ground. Keep on, keep on. Keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. Yeah. Keep on. You gotta keep on. Through the strength of your mind, you can be set free. You can overcome your past. Search deep inside, and you will see. Time has come at last. Oh, keep on, yeah. Keep on, keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on, keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep on. You gotta keep on. I gotta keep on. Keep on. Keep on. You gotta keep it on. Sky's the limit and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky's the limit and you know that you can have what you want. Be who you are. Sky is the limit and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit and you know that you can have what you want. Be who you are. Sky is the limit and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit and you know that you can have what you want. Be who you are. Sky is the limit and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit and you know that you can have what you want. Be who you are.
For all the ladies.
This one's for my lady.
Ghetto love.
All I really want is your ghetto love. 24/7 we'll be making love. I'll take it down as if you want me to. Just one of many things I wanna do to you. Hey, don't you get scared. Take my time, whatever it takes. Gotta make your mind. It's getting late. Save the fake with Jake. Let me love you my ghetto love way. Yeah,
baby. 2 weeks ago I met you at that party. You was knocking, body rocking, looking my way. Standing at the bar sipping Bacardi. I was tempted. Slide across the floor to drop my digit. Then you looked and turned away like you weren't with it. No. But I knew in my heart that I could rip it. Girl, I'm gifted. What you wanna do?
All I really want is your ghetto love.
Ghetto love.
24/7 we'll be making love. Oh. I'll take it down as if you want me to.
Yeah, baby.
Just one of many things I wanna do to you.
To be alright.
Don't you get scared. Take my time.
Take my time.
Whatever it takes. Gotta make your mind. It's getting late. Save the fake with Jay.
Ooh.
We love you my ghetto love way. Yeah.
Stop frontin'. It's time to give a nigga what he wanted. You know I got that flavor, don't you want it? My While I'm looking in your eyes and you're kissing on my lips, girl, I'm rubbing on your thighs. You got me slipping. So fine at times you got a nigga tricking. So all I wanna do is what you wanna do. While you persist to front, I got to tell the truth.
All I really want is your ghetto love.
Ghetto love.
24/7, we'll be making love.
We'll be making love.
I'll take it down as if you want me to.
Yeah. Don't you
be scared. Take my time.
Gonna take my time.
Whatever it takes. Gotta make you mine. It's getting late. Save the fake for Jake.
And let me love you, my ghetto love. I wanna stop the fake, keep it real. What's the deal?
Tear it up.
You know just where I'm at, ain't trying to wait for you.
Wanna whip it up.
Slide up to my crib, that's where I penetrate.
Wanna tear it up.
Chardonnay by the fireplace, you regulate. Jaja's gonna freak you how you want it done.
Wanna tear it up.
Gonna put in work until you see the sun come up.
Wanna whip it up.
Nails up in my back, shit tight like that. That's all I really want. Tell me, can you handle that?
All I really want is your ghetto love. 24/7, making love. I'll take it down as if you
I'll
want me
put
to.
it work, baby.
Just many things I want.
Don't be afraid.
Don't you be scared. Take my time.
Oh,
Gotta make it mine.
baby.
It's getting late. Save the fake for Jake.
And let me love you, my ghetto love.
Yeah, all I really want is your ghetto love. 24/7, we'll be making love. I'll take it down.
You know I love music. And every time I hear something hot, it makes me want to move. It makes me want to have fun. But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me want to let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you want to do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, from me. No time for moping around. Are you killing? And no time for negative vibes, 'cause I'm waiting. It's been a long week, I put in my hardest. Gonna live my life, feel so good to get it right. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me, when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time in my life, ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got the vibe right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I won't change my life, just bye, 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 ooh, bye, 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 just bye, 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 ooh. See, I won't change my life, just feel so good when you're doing all the things that you wanna do. Get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. Keep your head up high in yourself, believe in you, believe in me. Having a really good time, I'm not complaining, and I'ma still wear a smile if it's raining. I gotta enjoy myself regardless. I appreciate life, I'm so glad that it's fine. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me, when I'm walking past the mirror. Ain't worry about you and what you're gonna do. I'm a lady, so I must stay classy. Gotta keep it hot, keep it together if I want to get better. See, I won't change my life, just bye, 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 ooh, bye, 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 bye. See, I won't change my life, I ain't gonna let nothing get in my way. Bring me down. right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I won't change my life, just fine. I won't change my life, just fine. You know, you make me feel so good inside. I've always wanted a girl just like you. You're such a purity, pretty young thing. Where did you come from, baby? And ooh, won't you take me there? Got away, won't you, baby? Tender hoodie, you got to be. Spark my need, just sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can make it right in the city lights. When the night is the love and pain. Let me take it to the max. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and a love and care, and I'll take it there, girl. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and a love and care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. Nothing can stop this burning desire to be with you. Gotta get to be there. Won't you come as emergency? Cool the fire, yearning, honey, come set me free. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can dim the lights just to make it right in the night. Hit the love spot. I give you all that I've got. I want to love you, like a pretty young thing. You need some loving, and a love and care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. Yes, I want to love you, like a pretty young thing. You need some loving, and a love and care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. Repeat after me. Say na na na, na na na, na na na, say na.
Can't trust these cause they hippie. I know that your best friend gon' slide now. Party at my house, that's a vibe now. Pulling on these like LeBron now. Spitting off the top, that's a freestyle. Hey, I'm about to run it up. I'm about to pull up in that motherfucking Billy truck. Got some bad bitches in it, about to fuck it up. And we think it's real, but this is sum it up, sum it up. Yeah, I need my commas up. I ain't playing, man, I put that on my mama. 24 on the jersey, just for mama. Vince Carter on the beat, I put my arm through the rim. It's your birthday, put your hands in the air, it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck, it's not your birthday. You should be doing that back in the first day. Just breeze it, know you heard of me, ooh yeah. Pinky ring, we're about to be deep. Two-tone my Lambo, that's trippy. I done left the bottle, now she tipsy. Can't trust these cause they hippie. I know that your best friend gon' slide now. Party at my house, that's a vibe now. Pulling on these like LeBron now. Spitting off the cup, that's a freestyle. I'm about to turn it up 100 degrees. Got my baby going up like overseas. I don't know where your girl at, she missing. I'm a bad boy like a Detroit Piston. I might smash on your Mitch Richmond. Cooking up that hot shit, yeah, we in the kitchen. You been working out, girl, looking real pimpin'. The way you make it clap, tonight I might tell. It's your birthday, put your hands in the air, it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck, it's not your birthday. You should be doing that back in the first day. Just breezing, know you heard of me, ooh yeah. Pinky ring, we're about to be deep. Two-tone my Lambo, that's drippy. But I left the bottle, now she tipsy. Can't trust these cause they hippie. I know that your best friend gon' slide down. Party at my house, that's a vibe now. Pulling on these like LeBron now. She's spitting off the cup, that's a freestyle. Yeah, let's play it. Body makes me feel alright. Just make it shine. I want you to put it all in my face. Make it nasty, baby. Walked in, her friends locked in. Top 10, toxic I am. Yes, ma'am. And if they hating on you, I'ma have to kick on my cause it's your birthday. Put your hands in the air, it's your birthday. And you know we don't do it, it's not your birthday. You should be doing that back in the first day. It's reason all you heard of me. Oh yeah, pinky ring, we're about to be deep. You told my Lambo that's creepy. But I left the bottle, now she tipsy. Can't trust these cause they're hippie. I know that your best friend gon' slide now. Party at my house, that's a vibe now. Pulling on these like LeBron now. She's spinning off the top.
DJ Rashid.
First things first, I pop her. Freaks all the honeys, dummies, playboy bunnies, those wanting money. Those the ones I like cause they don't get Nathan but penetration. Unless it smells like sanitation. Garbage, I turn like doorknobs. Heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay coochie down to the socks. Rings and watch filled with rocks. And my jam lock in your Mitsubishi. Girls pee-pee when they see me. Navajo creep me and they TP. As I lay down laws like Alan Coppet. Stop it, if you think they're gonna make a profit. Don't see my ones, don't see my guns. Get it? Now tell your friends Papa hit it, then split it in two as I flow with the Junior Mafia. I don't know what the hell's stopping ya. I'm clocking ya, Versace shade watching ya. Once you grin, I'm in, game begins. First I talk about how I dress is this, and diamond necklaces, stretch Lexuses. The sex is just immaculate. From the back I get deeper and deeper. Help you reach the climax that your man can't make. Call him, tell him you be home real late and sing the break.
The way you make me feel. Tell you, baby.
Rich the Ruler, aka the Love Guru, and
and it makes me feel real.
She's singing that song on how it's so long. Thought he worked his until I handled my biz. There I is. Major pain like Damon Wayans. Low down dirty even like his brother Keenan. Scheming. Don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. Ask Puff Dad D. You ringing bells with bags from Chanel. Baby Benz traded in your Hyundai XL. Fully equipped CD changer with the cell. She beat me, meet me at 12. Where you at? Flipping job, paying car notes while I'm swimming in your women like the breaststroke. Right stroke, left stroke was the best stroke. Death stroke, tongue all down her throat. Nothing left to do but send her home to you. I'm through. Can you sing the song for me, boo?
I'm feeling the way you make me feel.
What?
Tell you, babe, something in the way you make me feel.
What?
And it makes me feel real.
What's it gonna be, him or me? We can cruise the world with pearls, gator boots for girls. The envy of all women, cross linen, Cartier wristwear with diamonds in them. The finest women, I love with the fashion.
Let's get it, get it.
You like the simple type. I ain't stupid, dumb or blind. Won't sleep in your bed of lies. Heard you murder in the club, trying to tell me you were drunk. I can still smell her perfume. Nigga, I don't fuck with you. I'ma drink up, I'ma smoke some. Keep it moving, it was nice to know ya. Boy, watch me leave. You go to me. Wish you good luck being lonely. I'ma push red every time you phone me. You about to be a memory. Oh, that she doesn't touch like me. Sure as hell don't fuck like me. No comparison, no she don't, she don't. Ain't gon' whip it up like me. She ain't got the recipe. No comparison, no she don't, she don't.
Rich the Ruler, aka the Love Guru, and DJ RM on iAccess Radio.
What's up? What's up, y'all? Another week of iAccess Radio. Big Rich the Ruler. Big Rich, DJ RM, Lil Al. We're in the building. We starting out a little slow today. We're gonna, slow it up today. We're gonna pick up the pace. We got some topics to talk about today. It seems like this weather is a sign of things that's in the Bible, where you're not gonna be able to know when it's winter to spring to fall and stuff like that, Al. A lot of the things from the Bible is coming true these days. A lot of things. You got these wars, but a lot of people say that the Lord is upset right now about a lot of things that's going on right now, that's going on in the world. So he's just showing us that who's still in charge. Al, what do you think about situations like that where you read things in the Bible and you see they're coming to the forth? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, truly it's about the beliefs, man. If you truly believe in what God is telling you, why Christ came, then you know that his return is near.
Right.
And that's really what that means. His return is very near. And those who are not prepared, they're going to reap the reckoning of Jesus Christ and what he does on his return.
Now, it's a good thing that you are who you are. A lot of people, when you say you're not prepared or you're not ready, when he comes back and you're not ready, what is ready?
Well, the first readiness is being saved and being sanctified in Christ and understanding who he is and why he redeemed us and why he reconciled us back to God to save us from that sinful life that we was living. That's the first thing, and to believe in that and to trust in that, know that he's protecting us and he sits on the right hand side of the Father, interceding on our behalf, is really what you truly need to understand. And then once you understand that, then you got to follow his principles. Of course, they said that we have a forgiving God and he will forgive us. But when we blatantly do things and continuously do it, not caring about his kingdom and his people, then there's a price to pay.
It's funny because one of the people that's on the check-in right now is my man Ness. And when we was younger, we used to go to church, right? We used to go to his mother's church. We used to go there on Sundays, and we would be doing more wrong things on outside the church than we were supposed to be doing on the inside until we got older, until we realized that, we're in church for a reason. And when people say forgiveness, Al, okay, check this out. So now you do bad all your life. And then they say, okay, well, you can go to the Lord and say, forgive me for my sins. All the bad things that you've done in your life, you're trying to tell me are washed away because of you coming to the Lord now and saying, forgive me for my sins?
Absolutely. If you are sincere in your heart, because he knows the heart of his people. You know what I mean? He already knows what you're coming to him and why you're coming to him and whether your heart is truly sincere about what you're saying. And yes, you can be. That's what Christ died for, so that when that day comes and your heart is where it's supposed to be, you can be redeemed back unto the Lord.
Okay. What up, Uncle Bern? Uncle Bern's on the check-in early. First Lady Paris, how y'all doing? They got the party coming up. I think it's May 7th. Uncle Bern's next joint, so let's get ready for that. And then we're working on to the June 25th Big Rich birthday bash. So big shout outs to Uncle Bern, First Lady Paris. What's up, Ness? We got the early check-ins. Al, like I said, we all week long, everybody's been talking about the Will Smith. And like I told you yesterday when we was briefing over what we're going to talk about today, I told you I really don't want to talk about that too much today because everybody has their own opinions. And they've been talking about it all week. And to me, it's just dried up. All I just want to say about it is that I just felt like Will Smith at the wrong time did what he did. It took away from the people who was getting Oscars. It just took away from I don't care how upset you are about what somebody said to your wife. He could have waited till after the show, pull Chris to the side, talk to him, and do it like that. For him to go up there and do that in front of millions and millions of people that's watching on our night, because we was in charge of the whole situation, you just made it bad. Now,
Definitely.
Now, what I'm thinking is basically probably the Oscars is probably going to ban him. I think his sales are going to go down. I think his sales are going to go down because people are not really going to want to deal with him right now.
The level, the game.
I just think that people not want to deal with him as much now. There should be no reason that a woman can get you to the point where that upset where you're not control of your actions. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, God forbid he leave Jada tomorrow, she moves on. He still gotta live with the fact that he went up there and did that to his man. That's his man. Come on, you don't do
That's
that,
true.
yo. So, like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm gonna let you and Al give y'all one opinion, and we're gonna move on from that because I really don't want to talk about this. Will that right there was just.
I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what's your opinion on it on M real quick?
Like I said, he should have pulled him to the side.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I heard they had beef, years ago, but that right there, he got pulled out of character.
Okay. But I can't say you got pulled out of character because there should be never to the point. Now I understand if you have a wife and somebody say something about your wife and you that type of dude. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Because he's on the air. Uncle Burn. You're not gonna say anything about First Lady Paris, and Uncle Burns is not gonna respond. I mean, sometimes you have to be able to control yourself and deal with things in a different situation. So I don't have a wife. I don't know how I would have responded with that, but I'm not gonna get it to the point where I could go to jail behind it, and then I'm gonna be my better self and figure this out. He just reacted. He was laughing at first. What do you think?
So again, man, that thing is a travesty for all of us because it sets us back as a people. Now people look at us, and the thing is, how do we expect for people to respect us as a community, as a race of people, and we don't respect ourselves? That's the first thing. Number one, like y'all saying, he should have took homeboy in the back, been like, yo, that wasn't cool. I don't appreciate that, and it's not a good look for us. And we supposed to be boys, so for you to put me on Front Street like that at the Oscars, it wasn't cool, right? That's all he had to do. He didn't have to put his hands on him. And the other thing is this, though. There has to be a level of accountability, and that lies with both Will and Jada, because she has this red talk table thing and social media where she's been displaying and being transparent about their lives, the both of them. So after that, guess what? All bets are off. All bets are off. Y'all did it to yourselves. Be accountable. Will apologize to Chris and apologize to the world because you dead wrong.
But he didn't apologize to him. What did he do? He sent him a text? How do you apologize to him?
Yeah, I think it was
via text or something like that.
Through
that's not apologize.
I think it was through Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, you don't apologize. I want you to, as a man, you embarrass me as a man. So confront me as a man and say, this is what it is. I messed up. This is what it is. Like I said, I don't even want to talk about this no more. Let's just move on from that. Wiz, what up, boy? Let's talk about something that, well, I want to say the three of us, but I can't even say the three of us. I'm going to talk about something that I know more than both of y'all, and that's music. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about music. Why you laughing, Al?
Oh, man.
Now, Al, as a producer, because you used to produce, as a producer going to DJing, the transition from a DJ to a producer, what is the big difference between a DJ and a producer? The reason I ask you that is because we was at the job the other day arguing about when you go to see a performance, right?
Right.
The DJ opens up the show. The DJ is a big part of the show, right?
Right.
Correct.
So how come a DJ doesn't get the same pay as a performer? So they use Lil Wayne as an example. I will give you an example. Say RM. RM is DJ for Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He's opening the show. He's making sure that people are. He's just as important to the show as Lil Wayne because he comes out. He makes sure that the people are still in the show. He makes sure people. So the transition from a DJ to a producer. What is the difference? And what do you feel about DJs pay per show? Like if there's okay, perfect example, New Edition show now. Everybody's going to the New Edition, right? Everybody's going to the New Edition show. So say Kid Capri or Brucey B or one of them.
Usually Mike Neesy be
okay, Mike Neesy. Okay, Mike. What's up, Mike? Give you a shout out too. How important is he to the show as New Edition in them to the show? And if you feel that it's the same amount, then how come the pay is not? Let's talk about that. So let's talk about the transition from a producer to a DJ first, because I know that both of y'all know a little bit about that because I know Alex, you produced and you try to DJ, and
Oh, here we
RM, you're a DJ, and I know you talking about you want to try to produce some music coming up soon. So the transition from being a DJ, a DJ to a DJ to a producer. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so that transition,
Mhm.
if a DJ knows music,
Mhm.
right? He knows the crowd, he knows what the people like,
Mhm.
he knows what hit records sound like,
Mhm.
he knows the formula, right, and the arrangements of records,
Mhm.
then it's easier for him as a producer,
Mhm.
okay? Because then he knows exactly how to formulate a hit record.
Mhm.
Okay, then
Mhm.
he knows what the people want, and that's what made it easy for me as a producer coming from a DJ standpoint,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I knew music, I knew what it was supposed to sound like, I know what that feel, I know what the emotion was that's supposed to go behind it. So when I get in the studio and I'm
Mhm.
producing with different groups,
Mhm.
then I know exactly how to tell them how to lay it down. I know how to tell them how to structure the music. I know how to tell them how that snare is supposed to hit, or how that foot from the bass drum is supposed to hit inside the music, or the violins or the string section is supposed to relate to the rest of the music. And that's
Mhm.
not even including the vocals and the vocal arrangement. You know what I mean? So again, if you are a well-versed DJ,
Mhm.
and you understand records, how they're produced, and know what the good stuff is from the bad stuff, then
Mhm.
you'll make a hell of a producer. And
Okay.
that's why a lot of DJs turn into producers, and they be successful as producers because they know the music.
Okay.
Now, the other side of that coin, you're asking me about performance piece, right? As an artist, as a DJ, you're opening up for people. You're on
Right.
the stages. You're on the marquee. It's really about negotiation. And let me tell you why. Here in the United States, DJs have set a standard, right, that not degrades them, but it minimizes their pockets, right? Because you have people like a Funkmaster Flex who could command $20,000-$30,000 a show, right?
Mhm.
And you have other DJs who barely get maybe $200-$300 a show.
Mhm.
Kid Capri, he probably commanding a nice little piece of change right now because he's a popular DJ. When you go overseas, it's a different dynamic. You have DJs
Mhm.
who are filling arenas of 300,000, right? 1 million people, and they're getting paid top dollar, and
Mhm.
all they're doing is mixing and DJing.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the difference, like I said, is the United States and the rest of the world. We have to make a stand as DJs and stop accepting this little bit of money and coming out for a little bit of money, and that dynamic can change.
Okay. What is your thoughts over the DRM?
Sometimes I feel DJs don't get enough credit.
Mhm.
It's they're being overshadowed by the artists.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like you said, DJs are always the ones who get the crowd warmed up.
Right. Right.
And we have to be at sound check. So when you when an artist is playing, they want the records to come in at a certain time, or like when they say a certain song, and you got to be along with the artist whenever
Mhm.
they and you gotta you gotta cut the record along with them making whatever they do. But like I said, a lot of us, I think a lot of us, we still don't get the the props.
Okay. So now you being a BX boy, I want to give you an example. Okay. So perfect example. Uncle Burns on the line right now, right? Uncle Burns was here a couple of weeks ago. He heard you. He said, "Okay, we're gonna get you. Give you a shot." Boom, boom, boom. Do you feel that you have, as a DJ so far, um, are you good with where you at right now? A perfect example, like Al. I want to ask you: do a DJ has resumes? What I'm talking about is like RM. Every place that you DJ'd already, do you have it written down as a resume? Do you say, "Oh, okay, I opened up for Uncle Burn and at the garage, I did this." Do you have a resume for as a DJ? Do you have all your flyers like if I came to you, like say Puffy came to you tomorrow and say, "Well, show me what you did." Do you have a resume as a DJ?
Yeah,
You do.
I do. Even down to even the paper flies where when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and I used to throw house parties or places where there was like a house, but it was like a big foyer, And my brother and I as a graffiti writer, so we used to do graffiti on the flyers and Xerox them. So I mean my kid's mother has one of my old flyers. I remember seeing. My brother still has them, and I have the flyers.
Okay, so you do have a resume.
Yeah.
Al, as a producer and a DJ, do you have a resume where if like somebody came to you that was really big and they said, listen, I want to see your resume. As a DJ, should you keep a resume?
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
You want to let them know how many parties you've done, the
Mhm.
type of party you've done, what the capacity of the crowd has been, your smallest capacity to your biggest capacity, whether you play lounges, whether you play clubs, whether you've been in arenas, all
Okay.
that is part of your resume. And
Okay.
that's the thing that helps you to command your price when you comes to you opening up for somebody and say,
Okay.
look, I'm worth such and such, and this is my value because this is
Okay.
what I've done.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a question I need to ask Uncle Burn. I'm gonna get him on the line. Ask him, how do he go about picking his DJs? I mean, are we going off the vibe of what's going on at the time? I mean, is it, how do you go about picking your DJs? Do you look at their resume? Do you ask for a resume? So these are some of the things that we're gonna ask Uncle Burn when we get him back up here in a couple of weeks. Al,
Talk to
so your greatest hit that you ever put out, right? Do you think right now you can top that?
Of course.
Okay, so as a producer, do you still make beats and you still come up with blends?
Ideas, I'm creating all the time. Rich.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, because once again, some people, they get comfortable where they're at. You know what I mean? That's why I asked you about a resume. Like, do you get comfortable where you at? Like, when you start DJing and you're doing big events and you're doing big parties and all that stuff, are you comfortable? Or are you comfortable being a DJ who DJ at lounges and stuff like that? The comfortability of a DJ, I mean, I was just trying to figure out between the two of y'all, how do you feel like you can move on to the next level if you're doing the same thing all the time? You know what I mean?
I mean, you just gotta put the work in.
Mhm,
That's the
mhm.
thing. You gotta keep yourself relevant.
Mhm,
And the number one thing you gotta have for this game and this craft is passion behind it. Because sometimes there's a lot of DJs, that feels that, a lot of these clubs out here, all they want is, the trap music, you know what I'm saying? The younger crowd.
Mhm.
But, and then there's people that transition from the younger crowd and want to deal with the older crowd because it's less headache.
Now, see, that's funny that you said that trap music and all that stuff because I was down south a couple of weeks ago, right? Now, me just getting back into the DJ scene, it's been many years that I, DJ, me getting back in. That's one of my problems I'm having right now. I can't play all that music that I don't like.
You don't have to.
You see, but that's not true because when
It
I was
is
down,
true, Rich.
it's
is
not.
true.
Let me tell you why I'm saying it's not true.
All right,
I was
go
down
ahead.
south. I was down south a couple of weeks ago, and I'm listening to the music that they're listening to, and me, truthfully, I wouldn't play as much of that music that they was playing. I didn't like the music that they was playing, but this is what they want to hear. So what I'm saying to y'all is, y'all saying it's not true, but as a DJ in my heart, when you're up there, all right, you're really supposed to play what the people want to hear. But if you can't get into that music, if I can't get into that trap music like they play in that trap music, I mean, how you saying it's not true, Al?
So let me tell you how it's not true.
Okay,
So
let's go.
every genre is not for every DJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Like for me, like when you ask me, I don't play that normal hip hop R&B stuff when I DJ like RM would do
Mhm.
or like you would do. Okay, I'm more of a disco, house, techno type of DJ or a lounge type DJ that just warms up the place so that when people come in and they sitting, they eating, it's an event, they can hear the music and they get them a little enticed about, okay, what's coming next.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or
Okay.
if I'm doing a full set, then I'm doing a full house set because that's
Mhm.
what I do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Of course I listen to the trap. Of course I listen to everything that's out there,
Mhm.
but that's not my lane. That's not what I like.
Mhm.
Okay, and I don't have a passion for that type of music, but I love all music. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I know what I'm comfortable with. When you're not comfortable in something, then you should stay away from it if you know that's not really what you want. And
Mhm.
what you do like, and that's why if you look at most DJ teams now, they got teams that people who specialize in certain things.
Mhm.
So you might be Big Rich, the DJ, right? But you got a team, and when you go out, you bring your team with you, and there's somebody on the team that plays that trap music, so they get on the set.
Okay, so good. I'm glad you brought up the team situation. RM, you're part of a team, right?
Correct.
What do you think you bring to the table for your team?
Well, mainly they know I'm good on the reggae side, you know, because a lot of DJs they try to play, you know, some of the old school, then some of them play the you know, everything that's up to date, and then there's
Mhm.
some that, you know, you want to go, you know, in the 90s. See, I go in three places. I go from, you know, I may touch on a little bit of what's up to date.
Mhm.
I stay in the 90s, and I do the reggae
Mhm.
because a lot of DJs concentrate on, you know, just, you know, entertaining. Mainly it's mainly the females, but really, if you really want the females to get on the floor, a lot of them, they like reggae because everybody's always playing hip hop and R&B. A lot of DJs don't know how to play reggae.
Right.
They really don't know how to play reggae. They
Mhm.
can't. A lot of DJs don't know how to mix. Like if you're ending, if you got hip hop, they don't know how to
Transition, right.
transition from hip hop to reggae,
Mhm,
or
mhm.
reggae to hip hop, or reggae to R&B.
Mhm.
Some of them don't know how to do that. You know what they do? They press the sound effect and throw it in.
Okay, now it's funny that you say that because everybody know that I run a reggae club, Mingles, and I see when I'm telling you, I see the level of different DJs. I'm telling you, I know all the hip hop DJs and I know all the reggae DJs, and exactly what you're saying is 100% truth. I sit in the back of there when managing Mingles, and I listen to the DJs, and I listen to the things that the songs. There's so much reggae music that R&B people and like they don't understand. Like that's why we was joking a couple of weeks ago, the three of us, when I was like, "Yo," when we was talking about loading up our computers, and I said, "Yo, one of the DJs, the number one DJ over at Bengals, he took my my hard drive, and he said, I'm gonna give you 400 or 500 songs, reggae style, that people have never heard." And I'm telling you that it's a serious situation when I say that there's so many different songs that I've heard that a lot of y'all never heard because I'm at a reggae club. So the transition of what you're saying, like the music that they play and the music that the R&B play members now, if we were to hit them with half the songs that I hear at Mingles, they'll be like, what? What is that?
Yeah, but see, it's not just because if somebody dumps, 400 or 500 songs in there, you probably only use about 100 of them.
Right.
maybe 50.
Right.
And plus, you gotta and see what's good about it. You gotta keep up on the reggae because there's I don't know, there may be two types of reggae, but see, I like dance hall.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I like the dance hall because that right there, that's party mode. That's something that you can really, people who don't know how to dance, well, they know how to wind.
Mhm,
If you know how to
mhm,
have sex, you know how to wind.
mhm.
That's where I like, because women, they love, women. Besides, I don't like to see women twerking all night. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather for them, to, just show a little movement. Even if there's like, 6 girls, like there was one time just 6 girls just dancing on the floor. As long as somebody's dancing, I can feed off of that. So I know when that's playing, I got another song playing in my head, if
Okay.
not 2 or 3.
Okay, so let's go. Next topic. I've been on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube lately, and I've been stuck on this thing about law enforcement. It's good that we got 2 law enforcement that's online right now. So I've been watching this thing about bad cops. They're showing that they're showing people the difference between a good cop and a bad cop. Law enforcement, correction officers, even school safety officers. This is a lane that I've been watching. So They had a guy, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because you don't supposed to do that. Allegedly, they had this cop who was, I'm not going to say the state because I don't want to get in trouble. They had a cop that he was a real bad cop. And people was reporting him, but nothing was being done about it. So I've been watching the story for a couple of weeks. And he pulled over a fire marshal. He was like the captain of fire marshals for like 4 or 5 counties. And he pulled them over. And he asked the officer, why did you pull me over? Don't ask me no questions and this and this. And he went hard on him. So he said, let me see some identification. He showed his identification, then he started throwing out the badges and all that stuff. And the whole conversation changed. But the fire marshal said, no, don't change nothing now. We're going to expose these cops like this. Bad cops, good cops, bad correction officers, law enforcement. Working in the field, I can't say I consider myself law enforcement, but working in the field that I do, you see good security, bad security. You see all this stuff happening.
Right.
What can we do now to change some of these ways of law enforcement to make people realize that every correction officer, every police officer are not bad cops? You should be able to weed it out. So you being in law enforcement, Al, how can you weed out the bad cops from the good cops, knowing what's wrong and what's right?
So that starts with doing a daily assessment of the entire team. Okay, looking at the type of complaints and incidents that's coming in, looking how they're involved in things and how they're handling themselves. The first thing I would do is do a daily OJT training where everybody's briefed on the expectation on how to handle the minimum and the maximum stuff, and then send them out, okay, with a refresher to be mindful, okay, that we are here to serve the public. You know what I mean? And then after that, again, when things arise, be on top of it, man, and try to make an assessment, put together a team that does those assessments, and then start pinpointing those people who really needs the proper training because it's manifesting itself out there in the field.
Okay, so if I met somebody who knew you while you was in law enforcement, what would they say about you?
They would say I was fair.
Fair.
Right.
And you're good with fair?
Yeah, I'm good with fair.
Okay.
I'm good with fair.
Okay, because like I said, I have another friend that's on the line right now, Ness, and he was a correctional too. But they're exposing these cops these days. What do you think about that? I mean,
so the exposure I think is good, but still, that exposure is not getting to the core of what the problem is. See, what's happening, and this is what they're not talking about, is that there's a fear factor that goes with a lot of those cops that work in those environments, right? And instead of them getting to understand the community or knowing the community, okay, they use their gun and their badge, right, as a cover to keep people from seeing their weaknesses, right? So it's back in the days, let's say back in the 60s and the 70s when they started hiring us as police officers and law enforcement, they picked people from our communities that grew up in those communities, that understood those communities, and put us back in those communities to walk the beat, right? So the level of abuse wasn't as high. I'm not going to say that there wasn't any, but it wasn't as high and it wasn't as blatant as what we see today. So I think that's what we need to get back to. Get back to those where we understand what these communities are and why these people do what they do in the community. And then there'd be a better communication between law enforcement and the community.
Okay. You have anything to say about this, young one? I mean, young one. Is there something? RM?
Nah, I think they just need, intense training, on how to deal with the public. Overall, I think a lot of them take advantage of the the badge, because people, I know some people, they take it because, for the law enforcement, some of them been picked on, been bullied all their life or whatever. So, that badge is, that's the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, that they can just do whatever they want and talk to people however they want, and not knowing how it is on, if the shoe was on the other foot. So
Well, Al said that he's good with fear. As me being an officer, security officer, I'm great. Huh? Al, what do you think about me, Al?
You average, man.
Oh, wow.
No, be honest.
Oh, that's
You
crazy
average.
right there.
Now,
That's
to be
crazy
honest,
right there.
honestly, put all jokes aside, Rich is truly compassionate about who he is and how he presents himself before the people each and every day.
That's right.
He's consistent. He's about getting to the core of the issues. He's there to help the people. He does more than what the job entails. You know what I mean? He'll go
That's
out
right.
his way
That's
to
right.
do the extra. You know what I mean?
That's right. You hear that, Al?
He's great at what he does. And I'm
Okay.
not just saying that just to be saying that. That's the truth.
Okay, so we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I caught another report. So allegedly, Mary J. Blige recently was she has to give a certain amount of money to her ex-husband, ex-manager. He's ex-husband and ex-manager, right? Al?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so the number came up. I don't want to say the number on the air. The number came up, and because when I talk about things, I always talk about things with topics around other guys, and we was all talking around, and they saying, "Oh, Rich, you upset because it's a woman have to give a man when it's always a man got to give a certain amount of money to a woman. So now that it's a vice versa situation, you bringing it up and you're saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying it because she's Aunt Mary and everybody grew up on Mary and then it's, but I'm just saying, how do we go about letting some person or a judge or somebody tell you on how much money or how a person's lifestyle should be? So, Al, how do you go about that? Like child support and all these supports where a judge can say, well, I think that you're supposed to give this amount of much money and that's what it's supposed to be. I don't feel that that's how that should go. Perfect example, child support. If you take care of your child, you help out the parent and you do all this for the parent and you making sure that they're good, then you go to a court and the man says, well, you got to pay $15,000 a month. Is that really fair on how they make these decisions now?
Well, of course it's not fair, and I went through that. And it's sad because what happens is when they have a formula that they go by, and that formula for those who don't make a lot of money really hurts them. Right. So that again, what it does, if you have a current family, then your family suffers while the other family reaps the benefits, and it's not fair. Let me give you a perfect example. My oldest son, I went through that with him, right? And there was a time when he was acting up, so he had to come live with me. And the whole time that he lived with me, I was still paying the child support. His mother never asked me if I wanted a dime of that money back. You know what I mean? But I did what I had to do to make sure I take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? And again, I had to work harder. Okay, I was home less. You know what I mean? Because I had to get that extra money to make sure that I can provide for all of my family and not just my son. You know, and that's the thing about it. The taking care of children is supposed to be contributory between both parents, right? So if the father's giving 100%, the mother should get 100%. Then it shouldn't be like outweigh where the father's giving more
That's
or the
what I'm
mother's
saying,
giving more
right.
because of what the court says.
Okay.
And then the other side of that is that we as a people got to learn to put our differences aside and work out our own soul salvation amongst each other so that the courts don't have to get involved.
What's your opinion on this, RM?
It's never fair for the fathers.
It's never fair for the fathers?
It's never fair for I should say the good fathers. You know, I mean, we are in our kids' lives 24/7. A lot of the fathers, the deadbeat fathers, they get away with it. You know, I mean, I went through it, and at first, you know, it bothered me because, you know, I took care of my kids way better than their mother did, even though they were living with them. You know, and then I had, you know, my own child, I had my child, and I was taking care of, you know, 3 other stepkids. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just the point that, you know, I dealt with 2 other fathers that
Did less.
ducked.
Right,
Ducked,
did less. Right.
They ducked child support. You know, me, I took, at first it bothers you, but then after a while, I was like, you know what, forget it. Let her get it, but I'm gonna still do for my kids. Let them take it out if they have to take it out at the end of the year, through my taxes. Fine, let them do it. But because it's not all about the money, it's about the kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really looked forward to, was just being with my kids. If that money for her spending up my kids' money makes her happy, let it. As long as I'm happy with my kids, I'm not worrying about her. I'm worrying about my kids.
All right. Well, you want to get into a little music? What up, Ness? What did Ness say? Ness is saying something. I hear you, Ness. It's my brother right there.
It's not reading
That's
formatted because you formatted it to your hard drive a certain way, right?
I mean, it's formatted to for Mac, but for some reason it's not.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that I'd like to thank y'all for the support of the station. I just love the fact that we've been on the air for all these years, and we're still on the air, and we're still still capable of doing these shows. And what I think right now that what we need to do is we need to come together as a station and let people out there voice more opinions. So I'm gonna open up a segment on the show in the next show or two, where women as well as men call and give us some topics that they want to talk about, and we're able to talk about them on the air. I want to keep talking about different topics. I don't like to talk about the same thing. Like everybody's talking about Will and Jade. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about current events. I want to talk about, just different topics, not just the topics that we feel that we want to bring up, the topics that, y'all want to talk about. Because, a lot of people that watch the shows, they have opinions too. And, I like to hear different opinions from different people. So the next show, what we're going to do is I'm going to open up I'm going to open up the lines early and let people call and talk about topics that, you would like to talk about. One of the topics that we're going to talk about a little later is that I'm seeing out here these days that a lot of younger ladies are into older men these days. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about an experience or two on that situation, as well as I want to talk about the president right now. To me, I really feel like I really expected more from our president. I mean, I know it's been a little bit of time that he's been in office, but a lot of things that he was talking about as he was campaigning, we haven't seen yet. It pushes people back to saying, what about if Trump was in office? Would certain things be going on? So once again, topics that I want to talk about with my staff as well as other people. I want us to talk about what do you think about the job that the president has been doing lately? Do you think the vice president, is she doing what she's supposed to be doing, what she said she was going to do? It's just topics I want to talk about. So, we're having a little situation up here where, we're trying to get these laptops working. So we know we're really just going on the top of what we're talking about. We're just, just like I said, just really just trying to get everything together up here. But I just want different topics, and I don't want to be the one to come up here every week and talk about the topics that I want to talk about. I'm going to give a chance to open up the lines and let you people call in and talk about topics that you want to talk about as well. Wiz, what up? Once again, Wild Thoughts, what's going on? I just feel that once again, as the station grows and the family grows, that this is becoming a better place to be. When we talk about things and we agree to disagree, me, Al, and RM, that's what makes our show. That's what makes my show to the point where I love it, because we are never on the same page. It's like we all three of us have to be on different pages, and that's what brings together this show. Because like I said, everybody talked about, well, I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to talk about, but what I was looking for that I didn't see yet was certain comedians giving their opinions. Like I was looking for like a couple of my local friend comedians. I was wanting to see what they were going to say about it, because Cheryl Underwood made a very important statement yesterday when she said, you know, it be times where she cracks on the crowd, or when comedians, they go at people sometimes. Did Will Smith open the door for now? People coming up to the comedians now while they're on stage and getting at them. So, like I said, this whole Jada, Will, and all that is something I don't want to talk about now. But Al, do you think now this is a door that they open up now, that now if you crack on somebody in the audience or you do something wrong to somebody in the audience now, they have the ability just to walk up to you now and just slap you or do what you want to do? Did that hurt the whole game for comedians now?
Well, again, they would be concerned about what the limits are at this point, because again, it's the message that was sent. You know what I'm saying? And now people are going to take it upon themselves to feel like they can just do and say and respond the way they want to respond, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's not fair to the comedian, because now they got to be concerned about how they're going to earn their living. Where this is sometimes they're instinctual. They just off the top, they see something,
right,
and they come at you. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
Again, if you're going to a comedy show, knowing that that's the venue and that's what they do, then it shouldn't be a problem. But again, that message that was sent around the world sent a different message.
Okay. The tour that's out right now that everybody's been going to is the New Edition. Charlie Wilson. I think it's Jodeci. It's another group. Who is? I think it's. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Jodeci. But this tour that's been going on for a while now, it's been selling out all over. Do you think that the music that they're putting out now, people are not liking that type of music and would prefer to go to these old school type of concerts? You think the music is tainted now to the point where, this music is not what I want to hear. I'd rather go back to the old school and listen to that. Do you think that's what's going on right now, or it's just good music is just good music and we're not getting no more of it?
What I'm finding out is that the new generation is into a different type of music, and it's what they love, and they're not looking for nothing else. So it takes real artists who really sing and who really play instruments to come out and meet them where they are, so that some of the things that they're missing out on, they can get. You know what I mean? So if it takes a Mariah Carey to get with a current trap artist and do a song with them, but kind of get them to extend their creativity, then yeah, guess what? Now Mariah Carey is known by the trap people. You understand? And that's the only way that's going to happen. Collaborations and sitting down with these producers and these artists and get them working collectively together so that all music can get the same blessing.
Okay. Because, like I said, to me, really right now, the music industry is nowhere what it was when we was growing up. We don't get the same, like you, at one point you had, and I'll give you a perfect example. You had Boyz II Men. You had Jodeci. You had Dru Hill. You had groups that you can compare and say, look, this music was good back then. Right now, there's not two groups that you compare in the era that we are now. There's not 3 or 4 solo artists that we can compare and say, So the comparisons of what we had back then to what we have now, you don't have no bands. If I said to you tomorrow, Al, you know what? Let's get together and go put a band together. We would be the only band out there. Because right now, what other band in this era right now?
In this era, So
this
my
era.
man Julio has a band, and they're doing work. And
Who
a
the
lot
hell
of
is
this
Julio?
stuff. Julio is a child prodigy who played on Broadway.
Mhm.
He's a friend of mine. Dude is still doing his thing. He's
But
got a
that's
band.
your friend and your. Once
But
again,
the
like I
point
just said,
Rich,
who is Julio?
Again, Rich, if you open your mind to look at more than what you see in your community, you'll see this other stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We
So-
got to stop being have so much tunnel vision and just stop looking at the Bronx and hip hop.
No, it's not about okay.
We
Once
got to
again.
look at like when new music comes out on Spotify and things of that nature, and even as a DJ, when you go to the record pools and you start looking at the new stuff that they're releasing, listen to everything, and then you'll be able to see those other artists, and you'll be able to see those other bands that's out there.
So compare Julio to who right now?
Julio would be equivalent to, I would say,
No, give me
the old South Soul Orchestra and Barry White.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, but who are you? I said give me 2 or 3 bands. I gave you 2 or 3 artists, 2 or 3 groups. I just told you 112, Boys II Men, Jodeci. Give me 2 or 3 Julios.
But Rich, again, you staying in a lane, brother. And even with them, they're great artists and great groups. But the world of artistry is bigger than them. You know, what about those independent artists that had just as much chops as they had back in the days? What about those artists whose voices don't need auto tunes? What about those bands who are out there creating stuff on an independent level? See, we have to get back to what the music industry used to be about. What we used to do, the A&R used to go out to all of the venues that had these up and coming bands or these performances that everybody don't gravitate towards. And that's how you find new acts. That's how you introduce new music. But nobody does that anymore. And still they rely on the stuff that's already there. And the stuff that's already there is cool. But what about that extra stuff? You know, what about those who are out there really working hard, who are touring from city to city that you've never heard of, right? But they're on the belt and they're making it happen, you know. And as far as the older artists, the 90s, the early 2000s, those artists, more power to them. But the only way that they're going to stay current is to get with some of these new artists, right? And then also to make sure that they still touring and still performing and staying in tune with what's out there today. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Snoop Dogg's last album. If you go buy that album, you would never believe that was Snoop Dogg on any of those songs.
That is true.
Because he's not the Snoop Dogg from days of old. Snoop has got with all these new artists, from R&B to trap, you name it. And they created a phenomenal album with hits on it that would stand the test of time.
Okay.
And I mean, every song on it is a banger.
Okay. I was strolling through something and I see that your man's birthday is coming up. George Clinton.
Okay.
I think he'll be turning 80 this year.
81.
81. They're giving him a special concert. Do you know anything about that?
Of course.
Okay, when is the concert?
I don't know exactly what date it is, but yeah, I heard about it. I'm gonna try to see if I can get tickets to go. Or I was actually trying to get in touch with somebody to see if I can get some backstage stuff, but I'll see what happens. But the thing is, this man retired. He's the godfather of funk. You know, he retired, and his music, right, has such a presence to it that people still want to hear him. But here's the dope thing. So you asked me about bands. When was the last time you heard his band?
Now, once again, I haven't heard his band in a while because bands like him, Roger and all them, Zapp and all them, they're more bigger overseas.
Not true.
Oh my God! You're gonna tell me not true? That's where they at. They're overseas.
No,
George
they're
Clinton.
not. No, they're not. Let me
George
tell you
Clinton.
something.
I was reading this.
Let me
I was
tell
reading
you
this
something.
article. His band has been overseas for the last couple of months.
That's just the last couple of months. Let's talk about the entire last year. Last year, his band did a full tour about every state, every month. They was popping. They was out there. But the thing about his band is most of it is his grandkids, right? And his kids, when they're younger, and they into that trap music. So there's an audience, a new audience that's coming out to see them, and that's why they're so popular again.
Okay. DJ RM, we're about to get into a musical segment. Where you going with this one?
Going into the 90s, man.
90s.
Stay there.
All
Best
right,
year.
so we're going to hit a musical segment with DJ RM. They're going to come back, and we're going to talk relationships, Al.
Oh, boy. You sure you want to do that, Rich?
Yeah, I see Cousin Shell. She on the line. What up, Cousin Shell?
Cousin Shell, what's going on,
I told Cousin Shell I'm going to
beautiful?
air some of my dirty laundry today. So, yeah, let's do it. RM, whose laptop you using? You got a new one?
Not yours.
No, it's a new one?
Yeah.
Okay. I see the old one is down there.
No. I'm using Al's.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get into a little musical segment, and then we'll come back, and then we'll talk relationships with the Love Guru, the Love Doctor, Big Rich, Mr. Real Talk in New York, and I do it all.
Where would I be without you, baby? So if you need me, if you want me, put it on you. Because I love you, yeah. And don't you forget it. Whenever you need me,
That's right, y'all.
if you want me, to put it on
Big
you.
Rich the Ruler Show. You know what it is.
Come on.
ISX Radio. Come on.
Darling, where would I be?
Where would I be without you?
Without
Where would I be without my baby? The thought alone might break me, and I don't wanna go crazy. But every thug needs a lady. Girl, it feel like you and I've been more than together. Inseparable, you chose pain over pleasure. For that, you forever be part of me. Mind, body, and soul, ain't no I in we, baby. When you cry, who wipes your tears? When you scared, who's telling you there's nothing to fear? Girl, I'll always be there when you need a shoulder to lean on. Never hesitate, knowing you can call on your soulmate and vice versa. That's why I be the first to see Jacob and frost your wrist up. Now you're old man, I know you're tired of being lonely. So baby girl, put it on. What would I be without you? I only think about you.
But what you're saying is true.
I know you're tired of being lonely. So baby girl, put it on.
I will.
What would I be without you?
Wanna be without you.
I only think about you.
But what you're saying is true.
I know you're tired of being lonely.
Need you to
So
hold
baby
me.
girl, put it on.
And I appreciate the rocks and gifts that you caught me, baby. And that house on the hill when you drop like 80. On the down payment thinking, damn, ain't life gravy. And ever since from my honey, I've been twice the lady. But what I do without the nights that you kept me warm. When this cold world had a world caught in the storm. And I accept when you whip, when you're caught in the wrong. And respect when you flip, cause our love is strong. And when you hit the block, I watch for tenfold. And when my pops was asleep, you snuck in the back door. Baby boy, we've been down since junior high. So when life get hot as July, it's the world against you and I. We ballin', tied together and never part from the heart. Knew that it would last forever. When you told me you would never leave me lonely. So baby boy, put it.
Let's get it crunk up on that fun up in this dancery. We got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to dance for me. Don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Let's get it percolated while you're waiting, so just dance for me. Come on, everybody, get on down, cause you know we got to get it wrong. Mary J is in the spot tonight, and I'ma make you feel alright. Come on, baby, just party with me. Let loose and set your body free. Leave your situations at the door, so when you step inside, jump on the floor. Let's get it crunk up, let's get crunk up in this dancery. We got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to dance for me. Don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Let's get it percolated while you're waiting, so just dance for me. It's only gonna be about a matter of time before you get loose and start to lose your mind. Cop you
a drink, go ahead and rock your eyes, cause we're celebrating no more drama in our lives. With the great track pumping, everybody's jumping. Go ahead and twist your back and get your body bumping. I told you leave your situations at the door, so grab somebody and get your ass on the dance floor. Let's get on up in this dancery. Got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to dance with me. Don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Let's get it percolating while you're waiting, so just dance for me. Don't need no haters, no, we don't need no. We're just trying to love one another. We just want y'all to have a good time. No more drama in your life. Work real hard to make a dime. If you got beef, you're not mine. We on that BS outside. We gonna celebrate all night. Have some fun tonight, no fight. Turn that rage back there. Turn it on, making you dance all night. And I got some real heat for you this time. Doesn't matter if you're white or black. Let's get drunk 'cause Mary's back. Let's get drunk upon in this dancery. I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you better than she can. I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you better than she can. Sitting here, wondering why you don't love me the way that I love you, and baby, have no fear, 'cause I will never ever hurt you, and you know my love is real, boy. I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you better than she can. I can love you, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you better than she can. I know sometimes can get rough, but we'll make it. We'll make it through the storm, and I know I will try to make sure that you can trust me. And you know the reason why that I say I can love you, I can love you a little better. I know that you wish that you could be my man, and I can love you better than she can. I can love you, I can love you better than she can.
If I told you once, I told you twice. QB, go to booty like a groupie for more ice. Armor truck heist, get the bonus like the Boucher. In love with you since the days that you say. Now I watch you play Columbo, Picasso. Tricks inside Colossus, turn your castles to brothels. Who you loving, who you wanna be hugging. Dipping on your Ninja Honda with Tanisha and Rhonda. Why? You woke up, I needed Jane Fonda. Physical fitness, Mary Blige be my witness. Under pressure, I lie for you, die for you. Who could buy the thigh for you, right hand high for you. Because of you, I'm inherited. Trillions, burying, billions, Bentley coops, millions. Playing just some evidence in the Sheridan. Crack the dark peas and ribbies, you ready.
Blame it on the loose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the zone. Blame it on the loose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the loose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the loose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the loose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the. She says she usually don't, but I know that she front. Cause shawty know what she want, but she don't want to seem like she's easy. I ain't saying what you won't do, but you know we're probably gon' do what you've been feeling deep inside. I don't let it out. Know what you drinking, gon' let it sink in. Here for the weekend, thinking we can see what we can be if we another cup up, feeling on your butt. What? You don't even care. I was unaware how fine you was before my bus set in. Blame it on the blues, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the song. Blame it on my alcohol. Blame it on my alcohol. Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the blue tap, got you feeling dizzy. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. See, she spilled some drink on me, and now I'm knowing she tipsy. She put her body on me, and she keeps staring me right in my eyes. No telling what I'm gonna do. Baby, I would rather show you what you can listen in your life when I get inside.
Flashing lights, flashing lights.
She don't believe in shooting stars, but she believe in shoes and cars. Wood floors in the new apartment, couture from the store's departments. You more like love to start. I'm more of the trips to Florida, order the hors d'oeuvres, views of the water, straight from a page of your favorite author. And the weather's so breezy, man, why can't life always be this easy? She in the mirror dancing so sleazy. I get a call like, where are you, Yeezy? And try to hit you with the old wafty, till I got flashed by the paparazzi. These got me, I hate these more than a Nazi.
I know you love to show off, but I never thought that you would take it this far. What do I know?
Flashing lights,
what do I know?
Flashing lights.
Yeah, what? ATL, Harlem World, ATL, Harlem World, ATL, 112, Harlem World, 112, 112, Harlem World, 112, Harlem World, ATL, 112, 112, Harlem World, ATL. Yeah, kids, you don't stop, we won't stop, you don't stop, come on.
Baby, whenever I'm with you, no one else exists but you. 'Cause you're the one for me. Every time that we're apart, you're always in my heart. And there you'll always be.
So special, don't let go. So sorry. It's for me, oh yeah. I know you're sweet, never let me go, baby. Kiss me, I know you love me, never.
We get busy, come on.
There any boys around that know how to make a girl feel, that wanna make a girl feel, make her feel good. All I wanna know is there any boys around that know how to make a girl feel, that wanna make a girl feel, make her feel good. I just wanna know, do I have to tell a nigga how to touch me? Do I have to tell a nigga how to hold me? Do I have to tell a nigga when to call me? Do I have to tell a nigga I'm lonely? Do I have to feel wrong when it ain't shown? Keep my mouth closed. Can a girl from the hood find a homie? An English tryna, he don't love me. Do I have to show a nigga I'm a woman? Do I have to apologize for my emotions? Do I have to tell a nigga what to say to me every time he wanna get next to me? Do I have to settle for a cat back case for a stroke his dick off? Can a chick from the hood find a homie that wanna do
wanna spend money on me. Can't chick from the hood by the hoe.
And you don't stop, you won't stop.
Mr. Biggs, you know you got to keep me jig. Mr. Biggs,
And you don't stop, you won't stop.
Mr. Biggs, you know you got to keep me jig. Mr. Biggs,
And you don't stop, you won't stop. That's right.
Mr. Biggs,
And you
you know
don't
you got
stop,
to keep me
you
jig.
won't stop. Remix time.
Can't get you off of my mind. Girl, I've been thinking of you. So let's not waste our time. Tell me what you want to do. Your body's hot for mine. Girl, let me hold you real tight. Don't rush, let's take our time.
Mr. Biggs, you know you got to keep me jig.
You know just what to do. Go down and taste my love. I'll do the same for you. You know what I'm thinking of. Tonight I'm gonna ride until I'm soaked and wet. Do everything you like, baby.
There you are, looking at me. Tell me what you want this to be. It could be everything that your heart desires. All you gotta do is stick around for a while. There's so many things that I wanna do. Take you all around. It's all up to you. If you take my hand and just follow me, there's no telling what we can be. Just you and me, yeah. Tell me what you want me to do.
No one.
Could you be all that I need? Show me what I need to see. If it's alright with you, tell me now, baby. We can take this all the way. Just tell me how. There's so many things that I wanna do. Take you all around. It's all up to you. Will you take my hand and just follow me? There's no telling what we can be. Just you and me. I don't need no one else. Just tell me what you want me to do. No one. Just take your time. I'll understand. Just tell me why. If it's alright with you, I'll let you lead the way. No need to wait, baby. Don't hesitate.
For this work, I'ma keep bustin', keep puffin' and loving nothing. If I die, I'ma be high, no tears, all of a sudden bluffing. Never finger on the lever, selling records in J Boogie leather, ready to wreck a nigga whenever. What I need is that scholar that could capitalize my dollar. Capital size when it hit it, make me wanna holler. I do run my mouth, peace with a vengeance. Start repenting if you didn't in the beginning. You should hit your knees and do whatever pleases you, long as you pleasing me. I'm all you need, nigga. The decoy, watch Brat, kill and destroy. You the last one to fuck with so deaf and bad, boy.
Hey, no else but you, baby. Believe me.
This city is a track that's a joint.
You can say I'm plain Jane, but it's not the names, but I like nice things. I watch boxing matches and the football games. I wouldn't mind being an actress, but I love to sing. I like going out, taking walks and stuff. I don't remember many girls cause they talk too much. I enjoy playing nice at home. The girl I'm next to, you know I ain't a virgin. That don't mean I have sex with you. There I go, I'm fine, no doubt. And anything I want, I got it. Yeah, I have a brown eye, caramel complexion. I like the sunrise. Body like yes. There I go, I'm fine, no doubt. And anything I want, I got it. Yeah, I have a brown eye, caramel complexion. I like the sunrise. Body like body. Do you ever dream of candy coated raindrops? You're the same, why can't we red? Have you ever loved someone so much you thought you died, giving so much of yourself? It seems the only way. Tell me what you want and I will give it to you. 'Cause you are my love. Do you ever dream of candy coated rain? Oh, the same, why can't we red? My love, did you ever dream that it could be so right? I never thought that I would find all that I need in life. All I want, all I need. Now I know I found it in you.
The devil, the you, the me.
Lately there seems to be some insecurities about the way I feel, where I wanna be. Well, you know it's with you. No one can do the things you do to me. Get me louder into the night, for what's going hold me tight. If this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. Well, be right here, be right here. Don't let this human right here, be right here.
The bird's a word. That's my song right there, yo. You know what's funny? Now, just now when you went to that little 90s segment you just went through just now. Hey, this nigga a diaper. Yo.
Wow.
Yo, just that little 90s segment just made me think of some of the songs that you played, some of the songs that was, that was just crazy just now. I like that. So I want to give you a clap for that, DJ RM. Give yourself a clap, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to give myself a clap.
Oh, you wearing the sound?
No. Remember, this is a different computer, so I would have to.
So let's talk about your computer. What happened? What's going on?
No. Just left my power cord at home.
Oh,
rushing out.
Oh, okay. All right, so RM, let's talk about DJing right now. What do you think about the game right now? You think it's watered down because there's so many different DJs, or you think? When you came into this DJ situation, what did you come into it for? What was your goal to be a DJ? What was your goal to be a DJ?
A better DJ, a good DJ.
Mm-hmm. How long you been? Hold on. First of all, how long have you been DJing?
Let's see. My oldest He would have been 31. I
Mhm.
was DJing years before that.
Okay.
You know, I give
okay.
it maybe about 35.
Also, about 35 years you've been
Yeah.
to the game of DJing.
Yeah.
So, do you like better using the 1200s that we used to use back in the day, or do you like the system that they're using now?
I like the system that we're using now because it's portable.
Mhm.
You know, it's more lightweight. You know, and it's it's quick. You know what I'm saying? It's just 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Mhm.
You know, with the turntables, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to put the mixer together. You know, this right here is just, you know, like this is good for mobile DJ.
Mhm. Al, do you like using the 1200s back in the day, or you like the systems that we're using now?
I would say the systems we're using now, for the
Okay.
same reasons. It's more user friendly. It's easier to pack up and get to what you need to get to.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, everything is beautiful.
So when you started DJing, what was your goal to be a DJ? What was you doing it for? What made you want to be a DJ?
Well, because I've always loved music. I've always had a love for music.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
then I had my uncle who owned one of the biggest management companies in New York City. You know, he was coming through with all these artists and these new records, and he was always, you know, hitting me up with, "Hey nephew, listen to this and listen to that." You know, so, yeah.
So you feel like you reached your peak in DJing right now? Because see, your peak and RM peak in DJing right now is something I'm going to have to take down. I'm not the one that's going to take you down. So I'm just saying, do you feel like something funny, RM?
Yeah, of course, man.
Did you feel like you reached your peak in DJing out, or there's some things that in DJing that you want to do that you still want to do that you haven't done yet?
There's a lot of things in DJing that with those controllers that you can do
Mhm.
that I haven't mastered yet, and it's going to take me some time. And when I get there, there's still going to be a lot more that I know that I can do, because what's beautiful about those controllers
Mhm.
is you can add on to them. You know, you can hook your MPC up to it after a while. You can hook another turntable up to it.
Mhm,
You
mhm,
can have 4 or 5 different things going on at one time.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
mean,
mhm.
it's beautiful.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna tell no stories. So for those of you that don't know, DJ RM sold me a set a couple of months ago, and I have yet to really perfect the set because I really haven't gotten the right type of laptop that I want. But all I'm doing is giving y'all a little bit more time to get y'all skills together, because when I get mines together, I'm telling you, it's all about me coming up here, making sure that neither one of y'all ever want to DJ again.
Wow.
This is where I'm going with this. So I just want y'all to go ahead. It's like a race. I'm giving y'all a head start. Okay? And I see that y'all about a quarter of a minute around the lap. So I guess it's time for me to kick in and just catch up and just take over the game.
So
Okay?
it's the turtle trying to catch it with the rabbit.
Oh, okay.
So
well.
that's your game plan, right?
Well, what are you?
Hey, listen.
Oh, okay.
I'm RM.
All
That's
right.
who I am.
Hey, Al, so let's talk about.
No, I'm gonna comment on what you just said.
No.
Yeah, I'm
no.
gonna comment on what you
Wait,
just
wait,
said.
hold on. Let
So
me
in
say this.
other words,
wait,
you telling me
Hold on, wait 1 second, Al. Hold on. This is serious now. We that's over. I'm not talking
Nah,
about
it's
that.
not over.
It's
It's not over.
over.
Because
I don't want to talk
about
about that no
time-
more.
about time
Wait
you get
a
a
minute,
laptop,
Al. Wait.
Right? About time you get a laptop to do what you need to do,
We gonna
they'd
be
probably
so-
be extinct. If you know, like I know, a lot of DJs aren't even using their laptops no more with these new controllers.
All right, so let me just say this.
Let
me just say this. Okay.
You're gonna see.
One thing I don't do is tell what I do. Now, I didn't never tell y'all that I didn't get a new controller. I didn't tell y'all. I mean, a new laptop.
Here we go.
I didn't never tell y'all that. I said when I get my laptop working the way I want it to be working. That's what I said, right?
That's how I know you didn't get a new controller.
Okay, don't worry about. No, I didn't get a new controller. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, just leave it alone. I didn't say I got a new controller. I didn't get a new controller.
Yeah, all right.
My situation was a laptop. Was it not a laptop?
Right.
Oh, okay. So now, let's get into this relationship situation, because I am the love doctor, the love guru. One of the things that I've been noticing a lot lately, and I know you're gonna flip it, but I've been noticing lately that a lot of younger ladies are attracted to older men. Now, one time we talked about this before, and you said maybe they're reaching for their father figure, right?
Right.
I've talked to a couple of ladies about this because recently I had a little panel on this, and that's not what it seems to be. It seems to be that women are maturing a little faster than men. They've always been through the hands of time, and they're saying that the younger men are just not on the same level as them, right? Of age differences. So the three ladies that I was talking to, two of them was dealing with men 20 years or more. So I was telling them how I felt about that. I felt like dealing with somebody 20 years younger than you, I'm not gonna say it's taking advantage of a situation, because where can you two meet on a level where y'all would understand each other? 20 years, I have 20 years more knowledge than you. Where can we be compatible in a situation? So they argued me down. So then I went to a personal experience. I broke it down to them on a personal experience that I had met a young lady, and this was back when Mingles was Mingles. When Mingles was really kicking crazy. First Fridays was ridiculous. And I had met a young lady, and she was younger than me. And when I found out the age difference, I didn't pursue the situation. As she's grown older to be a woman, I really felt like, damn, I should have rocked with old girl, because she's a very successful woman. She has a great career and all this. But at that time, I didn't feel that, so the point I'm trying to make right here, Al, is, do you feel a 20-year or 15-year, let's use 15 and above.
Okay.
Do you think a 15 and above difference in a relationship, the two people can ever be compatible?
Of course they can.
You serious, Al?
Of course they can. Because relationships is truly about compatibility, understanding, communication, and the biggest thing is that love. So it doesn't matter how much older she or he is, okay? If they can have a meeting of the minds and understand each other and walk the same path and going in the same circles and are living the same type of lifestyle, then it doesn't matter the age.
But okay, so say a person is 50, the young lady's 55 and the man's 70. Sexually, that's a big difference.
Well,
wait. I'm talking. You're on my show right now. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, you hilarious, man. What you screaming for?
Because I'm trying to talk, and every time I tell you something, you trying to come in. Let me explain what I'm saying.
You don't have to explain yourself. Go ahead.
15-year difference, 20-year difference.
Okay.
You're saying that love is the reason that these two can make it. But when you're 70 years old and you're not sexually active as she would want you to be, that becomes a problem in a relationship. You don't think?
It really depends on her maturity and understanding in that lane. Because first and foremost, you already know that you're getting with somebody that's older. So in that dynamic, you got to understand that sooner or later, his libido is not going to be as strong as it was when y'all first met. So 20 years later, of course, he's not going to be performing. But again, there's other things that you could do in the bedroom to satisfy each other. So again, it's really her maturity and his maturity and where they want to be. Again, we've heard stories of men in their 70s and 80s still making babies. So it don't mean it ain't going to work. Whatever they got to do to make it work, they'll make it work.
Well, I like I said, once again, back then she was a much younger lady, and when I met her, she made it very clear, like, I don't care about the age difference. But I thought thinking about stuff like meeting her parents and all that stuff. You got a big difference. They look at you like you're crazy. Like, so at that point, I didn't do it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And once again, you're talking about 20 years later. She's a grown woman, very successful woman. And me and her talked about this the other day. I said, you always say if you knew something back then, what you knew now, but the age difference is what kept me from her. And now to see that she's a very successful woman is some of the things that I said to myself, damn, I should have did that. Now, RM, what is your opinion on that? Mr. Master Degree? Yeah.
Anyway, I think, because compatibility and and the love they have for each other. Because one day when you with that, y'all can be in love, having all the sex, but as time goes on, somebody or both, it's not going to be it's not going to be about it's going to be about intimacy, but it's not the sexual intimacy. So I mean, there's people that's 80 years old, 90 years old, and they're still together, and there's probably no sex there at all. So what is left? Love and compatibility.
You agree with the dating somebody 15 to 20 years younger than you?
Younger than me? I tried that, and at my age, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't deal with anybody younger than me. Maybe older, because when you're dealing with somebody that's younger than you, it's not training. It's just you have to deal with the still growing up that they have. You already there. There's a lot of times when this person want to go out, you want to stay home,
right?
Or it could be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Either way, but the scale is going to be uneven.
At some point in the relationship,
right? At some
Thank
point,
you.
At some point,
are we agreeing on this?
But like
Wait,
I said,
no. Yes. Are we agreeing? I didn't say nothing about no but. I said, do you agree with me?
To a certain extent.
Okay, so we're against Al right now, right?
No. But like I said,
What do
I
you
said
mean,
compatibility.
No? What do you mean? No,
Didn't
you
I
just
say
said something
Didn't I
different
say
than
no?
what Al said?
But like I said, it's on both sides. You're going to win or lose either.
So
either
you rather date a younger person or an older person?
I'd rather date an older person.
Okay, Al. Well, I know you're married, so you can't really answer this question. But in your lifetime, you prefer to date a younger person or an older person?
Younger.
Okay. See, they're going to difference. I'm with you, RM. I'm more with dating somebody my age or more because I don't want to have to deal with, like you said, the situations of. So with this young lady, that was the situation with her. And it was like, I didn't really want to but now, like I said, now that she's grown and I really see her as a woman now, like I said, me and her talked about it. It wasn't like, we should have done that. We just talked about why we didn't get together. And now do you see the difference? You know what I'm saying?
So, Rich, can I ask you a question then?
No, you can't when I'm talking to RM right now.
But I really need to ask you a question.
I'm talking to
I really need to ask you a question, bro. So now you currently see her maturity, where she is in life.
Right.
And the opinion that you had back then about being in a relationship with her is different now. Why is that?
Because I seen
your age difference is still the same.
Yeah, but I seen them. I didn't.
The age difference is still the same.
Okay,
it hasn't
wait a
changed.
minute, Al. Wait a minute.
You just realizing that?
No. No, because once again, I consider myself old school. When I say that, like
you're a little ancient.
So I was looking at it like, once again, her parents, meeting her parents, stuff like that. If we had a child, there'd be a big difference in that. Say we're going out and going out with her friends as to going out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. So I looked at that early on in the game, that was 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. I looked at it as something that now, I'm not going to say I regret it, but now I look at that picture different. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, I was like, nah, I can't do this, yo. She's 20 years younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, nah, I can't do this. But then, like I said, as I watched this lady grow into a woman, she's a very successful woman. We keep in touch as friends. I said, damn, I should have looked at this different. Now, Al, like you said, you rather date a younger. Me and RM said older. So that's a glass half empty, half full. We see things differently, but it's the same. I understand what you're saying. But me and her, like I said, when we talked about this recently, she said to me, see, we could have been together all these years. And she was right. But the way I look at it then, I was like, yo, your pops and them, they're going to say like, damn, you dating an older dude like that? No. And then you start thinking, I'll take things to the extreme. So I'm looking at it like, when I'm 70 and you 50, I might be sexed out. You might just want to start your sexuals. You know what I'm saying? Now you're in your sexual peak. So things like that you got to keep in mind. And I mean, right now, as me and her talk, like I told her, I apologize for it because, we could have been in a better place, but these are some of the things that I as a relationship, that's just like we're not, shout outs to on Wild Thoughts. When Wild Thoughts sitting up here and she's saying things about sexual situations like if a woman go down on a man and this, every man don't like for a woman to go down on him like that. So when she says stuff like that, you have to compare situations on what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like Wild Thoughts, her show is great. I love it. Some of her topics are beautiful. And without intervening and when her guests interviewing, I love it. But sexually, I wonder when she say these things, Al, is she living on her current time, her present time, or on her past time?
I think she's just generalizing based on what she's dealing with women in her training and her field that she works in. A lot of that information comes from that dynamic. So again, she's speaking from a general perspective of what women she's catered to in her business.
Do you think there's ever any answer that you can give a woman that's different than what they was thinking? Like, if you tell RM, well, that cut right there, I think if you did it different, it's a better mix. If she's telling women things that she done went through, how does it makes it better for them?
That's probably for women who probably never even thought about it. Because sometimes. You get other how you think people write books and how they be successful in life because they've been inspired. They watch and they learn. It's something, there's always something new to learn. Even if you think that you know everything, there's something that you don't know. Or you can find a way to enhance your relationship or your sexual relationship. So it's don't always think that the love doctor has everything because you might
wait.
No, like
Go
I
ahead,
said,
tell them, Aaron.
wait.
You might know something, but she might have something like, what? I never thought about that, and vice versa.
Wait. You don't have to put my name in the middle of that shit right there. You just said. You watch your mouth on that one. Don't you watch your mouth on that one, RM, all right?
I'm just saying. Every doctor has a teacher.
Right.
Okay. So
but once you get that certain degree, you are able to make decisions on your own.
No, there's always a higher power. There's always a higher power. There's always a higher power.
Just like, listen, hold on. Let me show you something. Perfect example.
You know what's funny?
I'm always your boss. So when I tell you to do something, you do it, right?
No.
Okay, you got to listen to somebody, man.
Half the time, I don't listen to stuff you tell me. I let you think I did, but I don't.
And that's why you want disciplinary actions
You
all the time.
You heard what he just said? I'm the best officer he had. That's what he just said.
No, I didn't say that.
He just said
I didn't say
on the air.
I didn't get that memo.
He said on the air that I'm the best officer that he had.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't say that.
But by far,
do I have to rewind the tape?
Yeah, well, you need to because that's what you said.
But that's not what I said.
Okay, but all I'm just saying is, back then I was, I don't know. My friends say all my friends that are online, like Jeff, perfect example, like Jeff, Ness, all of them. They always say you always outthink something, like
right.
And like a perfect example, my team, right? So if you broke up with a woman and you ain't seen her in 20 years, and then your man bump into her and they start dating, I would catch feelings behind that, right? My other friends are saying that you shouldn't catch feelings for that. Right there. What is it saying?
Madison Denise. Oh, I've been trying to catch up with you. That's about the party. Everyone has ability to be taught. See, there you go. Everybody has an ability to be taught.
So, Rich, you can learn something.
Madison, did you ever catch up on? I don't think you ever catch up on me. And
give her your cell phone number right now, please.
All right, listen, because I know she said she wanted me to do a party for her, and I couldn't catch up with her.
All right, give her your
number.
All
right, Madison, the number is 917-736-3659. All right.
One more time.
917-736-3659.
Okay, now back to what I'm saying. So my team, They always say that, oh, Rich, you always outthink things. If they was over 20 years ago and you dated her now, there's nothing wrong with that. But me is something. That bothers me. Now, Al, what about you? Would that bother you?
But here, let me pose this to you. You decided that you didn't want to be bothered with this woman, right? So 20 years later, she meets a buddy of yours or a friend of yours and they're dating. Why would you be upset if you did not want to be bothered with her?
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're saying.
No.
And that's what you're saying on him. And that's what Jeff and my friends are saying. But to me, there's something wrong with that. Because I know that you dated my man. I can't do that. But my
we
friends,
talking about 20 years later. There's a maturity level.
Yeah, there's a maturity level.
But that's my man.
But Rich,
we're on the same.
That means you still have feelings for that person.
No, not at all.
Rich.
We're on the same team, bro.
We are not the same people we were 20 years ago.
I understand that, but we're on the same. Okay, that's just like perfect example. Let's use an example. What's the R&B singer name? I used to go with Puffy. I used to go with Biggie. Faith.
Yeah.
Faith. She said she got it.
Yeah.
Faith was married to Biggie.
Right. And Stevie J married her, and that was his man, right?
And that was his man. How can you marry her, yo? That's not right. That's your man. That was your man.
See, now that's a different dynamic. They were married. So again, what does that say?
I'm not saying Faith. I'm not saying, I'm sorry, everybody out there who listens, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has their own opinion to do what they want to do.
Right.
But I said me. I'm talking about me, the love doctor. I couldn't do that.
But you got a problem with everything, Rich. So what's the big deal?
No, I'm serious now. On a serious note. Like
you're a devil's advocate for everything that you don't see that lines up with you. You take it in a different way. You be like, nah, I wouldn't do that now. That's why here on the show, we always going back and forth because you always have a different perspective.
Yeah, that's just like
how you see things.
That's just like when you told me that you were starting to see guys. I couldn't do that. Like, I don't like you.
Rich.
Okay.
You said you ain't want to talk about the Will Smith slap. You can get smacked like, okay, you keep playing.
If you went with a girl 20 years ago, or RM with a girl 20 years ago, and she came up to me and she was like, I used to talk to RM 20 years ago, I'm going to feel some type of way about that.
Listen, I just got a picture today, my daughter at a wedding, at her mother's wedding. Okay, I married her mother back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she got married.
But that's not your man.
I'm just saying. But
I don't care about that part, but that's not your man.
Okay, but then she got married.
These are my mans.
That don't matter. I mean, listen, the only really technique, see, you caught between both of them. You caught between both of them. It's not you just making it. You making an excuse. Oh, that's my man, but that's the woman that you laid down with. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago.
Making no sense.
But
I don't even know what you're saying. What you saying?
I'm talking about the girl that you was dealing with. 20 years later, she met your man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's not right.
But why you saying it to him? It's both of them. Both of them are.
I take it more offense to the man because you my man.
That's supposed to be your man. And
that's my man, yo. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
When it comes to the code, I get that.
That's my man, but Jeff, Lanier, Trey. We all. Those are my ride or die. So if you slept with somebody that I went with and you know that was my girl, then you're not my man. I can't look at you the same.
I mean, 20 years later, man, like I said, the level of maturity has changed. It's. I mean,
let's because this is a no-win situation because
things happen.
That's
man.
you.
All I'm going to say
that's
is
you.
Things happen. You can't have an expectation because you get disappointed. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I don't put nothing past no man.
Okay.
And I don't mean that in the literal sense, no man. I mean God's creation. I don't put nothing past no man.
Right.
Okay. Well, and then she said age doesn't matter. That's what she said?
Yeah. It was about the age.
Yeah, the age doesn't matter. Okay. Well, once again, that's my opinion on that. Like Al said, maybe my opinion sometimes. It's not the opinion for High Access Radio. But my opinion is, when I met I'm telling you, she was in her early 20s at this time. she was in her early 20s. I was, a matter of fact, she was so much in her early 20s that I want to say she was pushing 22, 23 at the time. And I was like, maybe in my early 40s or something like that. And I was like, no, I can't do this. I felt some type of way, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But now to see that she's a grown woman and she's a very successful businesswoman and she got a child or two and, you know, she's beautiful house and rich, come over and see me. Now I'm like, I'm more comfortable with it. But back then I wasn't. But she's comparing then to now. So I said, this is something that I'm going to bring up at the station today to see how you two guys.
Rich, let me ask a question, man. So,
Do you notice that when you say, Rich, let me ask you a question, that you just asked a question?
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay, so let's just stop saying, let me ask you a question.
Because
just
I
ask me
know
the
if I just interject, you're going to have something to say.
All right, so
So
go
I
ahead.
have to say, let me ask you a question.
All right, so go ahead.
Right? So you're telling us that here's a young lady that y'all were liking each other 20 years ago.
Right.
Right? And you decided that because she was so young that you didn't want to get involved in a relationship.
Right.
So you let her go about her business.
No, we still kept in touch as friends. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I understand that part,
Right,
but
we
you
cool-
let
we
her
still
go
was
about her
cool.
business.
Go
So
ahead.
in the meantime, she's created a life for herself. She's been doing okay.
Mhm.
So what if she just happened to meet one of your mans and
Oh,
decide that she
hell no.
likes them?
Huh?
You
No,
know what I mean?
no,
You
no.
telling me you're gonna be upset behind that?
Yeah. Her? Yeah, that's a different story because we've
Oh,
been
man,
we've
something
been
wrong with you, man.
we've been cool for so long now. You can't do that. No, not that. Not because we never slept together. We never hugged. We never
But
kissed.
why are you going to be upset though? That the point is
because
you missed out on the opportunity. That you saying like, damn, that could have been me.
What you mean, the friend?
Yeah. Yeah, see?
No, you
there
know
you
what?
go.
You know what? You know what? No.
You did it to
You
yourself.
missed the opportunity.
No,
Rich, you did it to yourself.
No. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that. I'm not going to say that's the reason.
You had to think about it too.
You know why? Because if you're my man and you know that me and old girl was like that, you shouldn't even think about pursuing that. This is hey,
But it's
Al.
every man for
Al,
themselves.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you well, it's too late now to get her on the line, but can you bring us up to Wild Thoughts Thursday, please? And see her opinion on. I want to know a woman's opinion on this.
All right.
All right. So Thursday, I want you to bring us up to Wild Thoughts and see what she say. I'm just saying, if you my man, RM, you my man, RM, and I met your baby's mother, and she tell me I'm RM's baby mother, and we haven't dealt in 20 years. That's your baby's mother. I can't do that.
Right. See, there's a connection there. See, if it's somebody that I knew 20 years ago, and my man got her, I'm gonna be like, damn, I missed out on that. I could have pushed up on that. But
all right,
see,
so
when
you agreeing with me?
You missed the opportunity.
What you agreeing with me on, Al? What you agreeing with me on?
That, like what you just said, if you met RM's baby mother right
Mhm.
now, 20 years later, and she approached you on some, yo, what's up? You like, nah, I can't do it. I'm the same way. I
Right.
wouldn't do it.
There's a connection there. You know what I'm saying? That's
So
like
then
Because this is a brother that every Saturday, every other Saturday,
Right.
we breaking bread, we talking,
Right.
we hanging out,
Right.
and then I'm
But these are my team members
about
that I
respect.
grew up for the last 40 years. This is my team members.
But
So you
this
ta-
girl, you didn't have a relationship with.
Right.
though.
What?
There's no
Man,
connection there.
Relationship. Why y'all keep saying
No,
that?
there's no connection.
No,
There's
we
really
never
y'all
had a
just had a friendship.
A friendship, not a relationship.
But
It's
if you
different.
knew about that, you know how close he was, why would you cross that line?
But
if
you ain't
my-
never gonna do nothing with her. Why would I let her go to waste?
All right. On that note, yo, that's the end of this conversation.
well-
I always got a joke around something.
But if you let a woman slip by 20, if you left that 20-year gap there, you missed out on the opportunity. You let it.
What? You know what? Y'all right. We
Listen,
got 7 more
every
minutes
man,
to go.
every
We
man
got-
for themselves.
We got 7 more minutes to go. And I'm sick of both of y'all. And I'm telling y'all, because I always got to make a joke out of something. This is a serious conversation. This is serious right now. But he want to joke about it, so it's a joke. So now I know that if I meet one of Al's women 20 years ago, he's saying he won't be mad.
Nope.
Okay, RM, you won't be mad.
No.
All right. That's what I want to know.
Nope.
Okay, so I met somebody that you know at RM, and she told me that 20 years ago, she was one of your little side chicks.
That would never be.
saying.
will never be.
So it can't happen.
No.
You just said it can happen.
No, I'm just saying.
Didn't he just say it could happen?
No,
AD?
you asked the question and he answered the question.
Wow. So that's what I'm saying. He said it could happen. So now it can't happen? Which one is it?
He's telling you it won't happen because he don't move in the same circles you move.
You don't know
you
where
don't
I-
get that.
You don't know.
You don't get that.
Okay.
I know what circles you move in. You're gonna be spinning around that chair in one circle like you're doing right now. So stop it, Rich.
You know.
All right. Well, we got 6 more minutes. I'm gonna let RM finish the show because it seems like we can never all agree upon the same thing.
No, you want us to agree with you all the time.
Right.
And you
He
know
wants some yes people around him.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know,
it is.
That ain't us.
You know?
That ain't us, bro.
Wow, that's
Go
crazy.
somewhere else for that. You want a pack on your back, you want your ego stroke, go somewhere else, bro.
Yeah, man.
I know one thing. As
What?
a DJ, I wouldn't be coming up here using somebody else's laptop. That's
Hey,
all I'm saying.
whoa,
That's what I'm just
whoa,
saying.
whoa, whoa,
That's all I'm
pause,
saying.
pause,
Like, you come up
pause,
here,
pause,
you come up
pause,
here,
pause
using
on
another
that.
Man, you come up here
Pause.
using another man's laptop. I wouldn't DJ
Pause.
today. I
Listen.
just said, well, let me sit down at the table and talk with y'all because
Pause.
yeah, that's what
Pause.
I did. Come
Do you
on,
do you
man.
know we DJs we do that?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, when there's one DJ, if there's a house DJ,
Oh,
and look what we bring. We bring our external
Thank
drive.
you. You don't know
You
nothing
don't
about that,
understand
RM.
that, yo. I'm not gonna ask the next
You don't
man,
know
can I
nothing
use your
about
laptop so I can DJ? I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
no, that's what that's.
Huh?
Listen,
I don't do that. I'm not
listen,
doing that.
let-
A real DJ wouldn't do that. You know, I'll
listen,
sit this one out. You know what I'm saying?
especially
A real DJ would just sit it out. You know
That's
what?
like you saying-
no.
That's
Yeah,
like
that's
you
what I'm
saying back
saying.
in the days that you wouldn't use another DJ's creative records if that was the only creative records at the venue.
I wouldn't DJ. I'm
Oh, you
sitting down.
bugging.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
bugging.
gonna
So
do that.
okay, he said he wouldn't
I'm
use it.
wondering.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Why did you buy my set from me?
That's a whole wait.
Why you buy my
That's
set
a
from me,
whole-
bruh?
I bought
the
it.
question.
Wait,
No,
wait.
Answer the
but
question.
that's
Wait,
that's
answer
another
the
man's
question.
property.
Okay, wait a minute. Stop. It's a totally. That's totally
Wait,
different.
and then you get
Oh, my
a
God.
folder from
Wait.
another DJ.
Okay, wait a minute.
We all do that.
Okay, let me just say this. That is no longer your possession. That's mine
No,
now.
what I'm
I
saying-
brought that
but-
from you. It's mine
Okay.
now. I would never if you were to say, Rich, come to a party and DJ and wait, stop.
Matter of fact, you're doing it right
Oh,
now.
my
Matter of fact, you're
God.
doing it right now. Because wait a minute. Remember the last time we was at the garage, right? Right?
That's mine.
Put 'em
But
on blast. Put 'em on blast.
But the other DJs was using your set.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay, and
There
then
you go.
another DJ was using your set.
Right. Wait a minute. Hold on. But that's mine.
That's okay. It's
that's
yours,
mine.
right? But see,
RM,
this is ours. Just like you know,
Yo, that's I would never say, Al, can I borrow your laptop to DJ on the show today? I'm not.
Okay.
I'll sit my ass down
Okay.
somewhere and wait till the next
okay.
show.
So
Yeah.
You know
so
why,
so
RM? Because he's scared that his music ain't up to par.
so
That's
Brucey
why.
B came with his own controller, right?
I never.
Smoothski,
No.
Smoothski came with his own.
No, they didn't use my controller that
Yes,
day.
they did.
No, they didn't.
I was right there, bro.
Papa Lock brought his controller.
Papa was there?
Yeah. No, he wasn't there. His
No, you told me
No.
you was bringing yours.
I told y'all to bring mine, but then Burns said no, just leave it. I left it in the car. I never used mine. I never used mine. It was in the car if they needed it. But I think they used.
But see,
Papa Lock.
I think he making stuff
but
up now.
Who set was that?
It was another DJ.
Who?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Popular. I'm not 100% sure. But they used another DJ's controller. My controller was there if they needed it. It was in my car.
Okay, but listen, every DJ borrows things from other
No, what I'm
DJs.
saying
That's
is
what
I'm
we
not
do.
I'm not going to do the punk shit and use somebody else's laptop, yo. I'm not doing that punk shit right there.
You
Yo,
use another man's
yo.
records.
What records?
They're
mine now.
But they were his.
But I'm not going to get up there and use Al's. I'll sit down. You should have sat down
No,
today.
no,
You should have
no,
said,
no,
Al,
no,
play
no.
your little game
See,
music
no,
today, and we'll go to your show today.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't have the cord or whatever I needed. I'm
Yo,
not
we
gonna-
running out of time, Rich.
No,
You
it's just
keep playing
never
this
enough
game.
time. I own the station. I say go 4 o'clock. Right, something I want to. Come on, we run out of time.
He gonna
We
be
ain't
off the
run
air
out
at
of
4
time.
o'clock.
What?
Oh God.
What
He
you
can do
talking
it by
about?
himself,
If I
right?
said let's go to 4 o'clock, we're going to 4 o'clock because I own this damn station.
You
I'm talking
do.
about we're out of time.
Hold-
Ain't
hold
never
on.
out of time.
Hold on. I don't have it on this.
Losing
Yo.
his mind.
Al,
What
I
I'm
don't
talking about.
I don't have the sound effects on your
Yeah,
laptop,
yeah, I'm
but I could do it myself.
I I'd have sat down today and said, you know what, Al, you DJ today because I don't have what I need to DJ today. That's what I did.
Every DJ has to step up and do it.
You want to use the man's laptop.
Listen.
What else you want to use his next? Huh?
There you go.
Yeah.
You using my set, but it's collecting
I
dust.
brought it from you.
And
it's
it went,
mine now.
It was mine.
Well, it's not
RM, check this out. RM,
yeah.
Check this out. I got a brand new name for him.
What is it?
DJ Dusty. Because that controller got so much dust on it right now, man, it's ridiculous. It's a travesty.
Everybody, I want y'all to hear this. Oh, man.
Anyway, let's close the show out. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. God bless and good night.
You know we had to do the club remix, right? Song 5, Smooth, stop playing with him, man.
That's right, y'all. Welcome, everybody. You know what I'm saying? We love having fun with y'all. Check us out every other Saturday right here from 1 to 3, maybe 3:30. ISS Radio, Big Rich the Ruler, Big Al on board, DJ RM. We thank y'all. Hope to see you again, God willing. Shout out to my BX Boy brothers, my Lean brother, DJ Rasheen. You know what it is. Was up in Rochelle, New Rochelle last night. And the Bel Air King had to bring the bottle. I still got three in my car. Oh, okay.
Talk to Wayne. And I told her, come on. Yeah.
I wanna rock right now. Bust and I came to win a crown. I told niggas to get down or lay down while I back from New York to Cape Town. Gillette razor sharpness, never see me slap it. No matter what you try to do, you can't stop me. You know what's good for your homie walking. Fall while I come through when I get your boss look tall. As you can see, I'm only here to flood more drugs through every hood, watching niggas flood every club.
Oh man, sing to him, Wayne. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. She wants to take it all off. You can do the wax of it. She feeling herself, but without me, that feeling's unfair. She get loose, she losing her bell.
Tell me, don't do it right now. You drinking like I'm drinking. You're not report to the bar. Do something. Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. Get a cup and hold it up. Get a cup. Hold it up and hold it up. You got a cup. Hold it up. You got a cup. Hold it up. Get a cup. Hold it up. Ladies, fellas, get a cup. Somebody, you got a bottle? Pour it up. Get it. Yeah. 2 steps, 1 time, please. Don't spill our cup. No. Somebody raise it up. Somebody raise it up. Somebody raise it up. 2 steps to the beat, but don't spill nothing. Let's go. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Yeah. Fill it up. Hold it up. Fill it up. Hold it up. Raise your cup. Raise your cup. Somebody raise it. 2 steps to the beat with you. 2 steps to the beat with you. Yeah, I like that. Where my ballers at with the bottles? Raise it up. Raise it up. Pour it up. My ladies with the martinis.
me a lot of time and just love me. Feel it, baby, feel it in your wine, your love. Ain't no amount of time in this world. Save me a lot of time and just love me. Feel it, baby, feel it in your soul. Are you ready? Whoa, baby, does he do it for you? When he's finished, does he step back and adore you? I just gotta know. Cause your time is money and I won't let him waste it.